Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, you guys already know that the draft is less than almost 2 weeks away. It's the start of the 26th, Thursday. The NFL draft is coming up, so I'm going to be talking about who I will feel comfortable with the Dallas Cowboys selecting in the first round, just based off of their 30 visits. So before we jump into the video, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. Hopping straight into it, I'm going to go over the Dallas Cowboys 30 visits, and then I'm going to talk about, again, who I feel comfortable with the Dallas Cowboys drafted in the first round based off of the 30-day visit. So I'm going to go in order. Shout out to A to Z Sports. They came up with the article and keeping up with the 30-day visit tracker and things of that nature. So Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker at Texas A&M, who's highly touted as one of the best linebackers in the draft. You got offensive tackle Matthew Goncalves out of Pittsburgh. You got linebacker Trevin Wallace. You got linebacker Jordan McGee. Running back Jonathan Brooks. Linebacker Peyton Wilson, who I talked about a bunch on this channel. Offensive lineman Troy Fontenot out of Washington. Defensive lineman Byron Murphy out of Texas. Offensive tackle Talisi Fuaga. Running back Trey Benson out of Florida State. Running back Bucky Irvin out of Oregon. Center Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. Talked about him a lot. He's one of my favorite centers in the draft. You got linebacker Junior Colson out of Michigan. Darius Robinson, defensive end Missouri. Offensive lineman Graham Barton, Duke, who I see as a center. Talked about him a lot. This is a guy that I would love to have in a trade back scenario. Linebacker Nathaniel Watson, Mississippi State. Running back Rasheen Ali Marshall. Wide receiver Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. Offensive lineman Giovanni Manu. That's the one that played in Canada, and he has like a lot of great traits. A big ball of clay. He's a guy that just popped up out of nowhere, really, that people are recently started to talk about in the past week and a half. Then running back Imani Bailey out of TCU. So really, if you guys aren't familiarized with the 30-day visits, really the Dallas Cowboys bring in guys who are either from the Texas area, that played out in the Texas area, either went to high school, middle school. If you went to anywhere, if you spent anywhere in the Texas area for any brief part of your life, whether it was high school or college, the Dallas Cowboys can bring you in for a 30-day visit, show you around the town of Dallas, and bring you in to see, what you can potentially bring to the Dallas Cowboys, right? With me, something I notice about this list a lot is that they are bringing in a lot of linebackers, running backs, offensive linemen, or a lot of trench players, and that was pretty much it. So offensive linebackers and running backs. So that's a lot of the themes that we've been noticing from the Dallas Cowboys, and those were our biggest impediments of last year and what kind of failed us, right? So who I see as first round talents, in my opinion, would be Edgerrin Cooper, Peyton Wilson, Troy Fontenot, Byron Murphy, Talisi Fuaga, Jackson Powers Johnson, Darius Robinson, Graham Barton. So I think 8 of the 21 people that are listed I view as a first round talent. Now again, whoever the Dallas Cowboys don't necessarily bring in for a 30-day visit, they also could be looking at as well. They looked at a lot of different players in the combine. I remember them talking about Jordan Morgan. He was a Senior Bowl guy, so I remember them talking about him. Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle out of University of Arizona. So, I didn't see a whole bunch of wide receivers. I only saw one, Malachi Corley. He's like he's the prestige, or people are crowning him with that Debo crown, like they try to give to a lot of different players in every single draft, where you can put him in, line him up anywhere on the offense, running back, wide receiver, just a yak guy. That's who Malachi Corley is. He's a really great talent, and if he is available day 2, whether that is round 3, that would be a really great steal for the Dallas Cowboys. But so would I be comfortable with the Dallas Cowboys taking Edgerrin Cooper at 24, or in a trade back scenario? I would love that, just because we desperately need a linebacker. But again, I'm not going to reach for a need with linebacker. But for me, I wouldn't mind if the Dallas Cowboys went and drafted Adrian Cooper, especially if they deemed that he wasn't going to be available for them at 56, which I don't think he will. I view him as a first round talent, but I view him going in like the late first round, early second round. So that's where a lot of your best linebackers, tight ends, centers that if they didn't get drafted in the first round, they go around that early 30 round pick. So it's going to be tough for the Dallas Cowboys if they want to get an Adrian Cooper at 56. So if they want to particularly grab him and they want to reach for a need, then I don't mind them going out and getting Adrian Cooper. He'll easily be your day one starting linebacker, and he can play Mike for you. Again, similar to Peyton Wilson in terms of true playmaker at that second level, can take the ball away, can cover slots, a true sideline to sideline backer. Great angles, great pursuit angles. This is a great linebacker in my opinion. I would definitely go to the Dallas Cowboys to pick him up if available. Peyton Wilson, I discussed about him a lot in length and my past 2 draft videos when I'm breaking down mock drafts and things of that nature, and I'm more than likely breaking down the players. Peyton Wilson was a guy I brought up a lot, and this will be a guy I would love to pair next to Eric Kendricks. And his fear is injury issues. So if he's available at 56, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm putting in that card, especially since he is available. If he is available at 56, but if he's available at 24, and again, the Dallas Cowboys want to reach on the need and they want to pick him up in the first round, I wouldn't mind that at all. Again, depends who's on the board, but I don't think we're going to be completely wiped out of offensive line. And again, I would love for if the Dallas Cowboys were to take him at 24, but it depends who's on their offensive line wise, right? For me, I'm more looking at offensive line or BPA in the first round. Those are my options. Fatu, I would love for him if the Dallas Cowboys to draft him if he is available at 24. He shouldn't be available, but if he's available, the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't waste no time and turn in that draft card and pick up Troy Fatu. Now with the Dallas Cowboys, do they view him as a guard or do they view him as a tackle will be my question. I view him as a tackle. I could see him playing left tackle, but some teams view him as a guard. Some teams might view him as a tackle, so it's up to them. He can play both. He has flexibility among the offensive line, which a lot of teams love because, injuries happen in the NFL. So bringing in a guy like Troy Fatu for the Dallas Cowboys, I would definitely love for that to happen, and that would be one of my dream picks if that can happen. Byron Murphy, defensive tackle out of Texas, pass rushing defensive tackle. He can help you in the run game. Definitely one of the cleaner defensive tackle prospects in this draft. Definitely a first-round talent. I would love the Dallas Cowboys to pick him up in the first round. He can wreak havoc in the middle of your defense. He'll be a really great pairing next to Osa Odigizua. He can add to D-Law and Michael Parsons among this defensive line. I would love for that to happen. But I don't think he should not be available again to you at 24. But if he is, that's definitely a guy you should pick up without question, right? Talisi Fuaga. It's, for me, one of the best offensive tackles in the draft. When you're watching his tape out of Oregon State, he's a very dominant offensive tackle who wins in a very physical and violent way. So he's easily the best run blocking offensive tackle in the draft and viewed as a lot of times with people's top offensive tackles in the league. And again, I agree with Vosh Lombardi and a lot of guys that break down offensive talent or just any talent in general. If you're able to face another guy who's deemed to be another top player in the draft and you're able to manhandle him or give him fits, and what Talisi Fuaga did against UCLA versus Latu in the run game was phenomenal when you're watching his tape. Shout out to Vosh Lombardi who broke that down on his channel. But watching Talisi Fuaga, if he's available to you at 24, I remember he was available in that one mock draft where I traded back with the Kansas City Chiefs to pick up a third-round pick, which I believe was my third video now. Go check that out. Talisi Fuaga was available, and the Chiefs traded up to go get him. He's a very great offensive tackle and can play for you at right tackle. But who knows? I think he has enough. He has the enough athletic ability to play left tackle, and I think if he comes in, he can be a left tackle. Or if he can just really play right tackle, I don't mind moving on from Terrence Hill if Terrence Hill cannot come back. But the Dallas Cowboys did have that weird way where they wanted to kick Terrence Hill into guard. So if that's something they want to do, and kick Tyler Smith out to tackle. You'll put Terrence Steele at guard. You'll put Talisi Fuaga at right tackle. And then you have Zach Martin at at right guard. And then you figure out the center position down the later of the line in the draft. Let that be. But like I said, I don't think Talisi Fuaga should be there at 24. But if he is, he definitely is. Center, Jackson Powers-Johnson. I've been hearing a lot about his injury concerns, and really about like his the injury concerns I've been hearing about with like concussions and shoulder issues. If he's a guy that falls down in the first round and he isn't available, I would like the Dallas Cowboys to select him with the with their first round selection. But if he falls down to later day 2, like round 2 or round 3 at best, if he falls and is available at round 3, without question, I would pick him up, because you need center upgrade as best as you can possible. You got to figure that out. We've been missing that center position for almost 6-7 years, right? Ever since Travis Frederick left us in 2019. He first left us in 2017 because he had that weird syndrome where he was losing like strength and mobility in his limbs. Just missing that center position, we have been trying to look for a very long time. We thought we were going to get something from Tyler Biadasz and bring something similar into what Travis Frederick brought in, because we thought bringing in a center from Wisconsin, we thought we were going to get an extra Travis Frederick. It didn't happen, but we did get a solidified starter for the past 4 years who was solid for you. He wasn't the best, but he was very solid for you, right? So bringing in a guy like Jackson Powers-Johnson in the first round, I wouldn't be mad. Bring him in, and we'll be fine. Junior Colson, I view him more as a day 2 pick. That's about it, really. Darius Robinson, first round selection. Again, not a lot of people are talking about defensive end as a need, but I talked about that a lot. You have Mike Parsons on a 1-year deal. He's coming on to his last year into his, I think he's coming into the 4th year into his league. They picked up his 5th-year option as defensive end, so they're going to have to pay him a lot of money pretty soon, right? So, and then you have D-Law on a 1-year deal for sure, so you got to think about his replacement coming up soon. I know you have Junior Fajelko that you drafted last year, but he's not stopping me from drafting a guy like Darius Robinson. Neither is a guy like Sam Williams or a Chauncey Golston. Those guys are not stopping me from getting a guy like Darius Robinson. Then you got offensive line, Graham Barton. So yes, Darius Robinson, I wouldn't be mad if the Dallas Cowboys drafted him. Offensive line, Graham Barton, who I view as a trade back scenario type of guy if he's available to you at 31, 32, 28, 29, 30. If he's available for you in a trade back scenario, got to pick up Graham Barton. He can start for you in the center, at your center position. Nasty streak to him. Very smart, very strong character. He's a very great prospect. I would love for the Dallas Cowboys to bring him in. He can be the leader of your offensive line and will be great. And then that's about it, really, of first-round talents that I would like for the Dallas Cowboys to bring in. Again, if the Dallas Cowboys drafted these players in the first round, I would not be mad. Edgerrin Cooper, Peyton Wilson, Troy Fautanu, Byron Murphy, Talisi Fuaga, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Darius Robinson, Graham Barton, and that's about it, guys. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.